So, welcome to the Unsigned Artist Show After Hours edition. And today we are going to chat a little bit with singer, songstress, and all-around performer, Patrice Hawthorne, and she's going to walk us through her journey as an artist.
All right.
We don't have all day because I know you've done a lot. So we're not going to be able to cover it all here.
Okay.
But so for people who don't know who you are, and I don't know how many people that could be, but for anybody that don't know who you are, just briefly explain to them, who is Patrice Hawthorne?
Patrice Hawthorne is a singer, entertainer, an actress, voiceover artist, and I've done print modeling work, actually. Songwriter. Yeah. So I think that covers the entertainment industry.
Oh, okay. So how did you start? When did you start on your artistic journey? You were like one or two?
Pretty much, actually. My mother told me a story when I was in elementary school where they were singing like whatever it was, Mary Had a Little Lamb. And, I guess my voice stood out. Mary had a little lamb. Can you imagine?
I know.
In elementary school, they're like, wow. So they told her, they said, your daughter's voice really stands out.
Right.
So I guess that's kind of where it started, where my mom, said, oh, well, maybe I have a singer on my hands. So, and then from there, a whole lot of school productions, musicals, and on it goes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So in high school, what was Patrice Hawthorne? What were you then? Were you like queen of the drama club and
I went to creative and performing arts in Philadelphia, and I studied vocal performance.
Okay.
And that was music theory and all kinds of other things that, came along with that. But we did have a drama team at Performing Arts, and it's interesting. Like now, I am so interested in doing a lot more acting. But then I was more focused on just the music end of it.
Oh, okay, okay. So who was some of your major musical influences at the point? Like, who was your first major musical influence?
I would have to say the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson. Okay. Yeah, just listening to all of his albums and Ben and Going Places when they recorded that at Philly Cam Studios in Philadelphia. Right. Not Philly Cam, Sigma Sound Studio. Exactly. Right. And just all of those songs, any song by the Jacksons and Michael Jackson, listening to it over and over and over again.
That's
and
right.
Of course, then there was Stevie Wonder that came along, Barbra Streisand, believe it or not, Whitney Houston, and the list goes on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because now I can admit doing those Jackson 5 steps.
Exactly.
Once you back, and I was it brings back memories.
Michael's the best. He's the greatest entertainer.
So has there been any part of your life where you just decided that, or you felt that maybe I just don't want to perform anymore? Maybe it's just.
No, actually, I never really felt that way. As I said recently, well, maybe within the past 10 years, that I've really had more of a desire to do more acting. But yeah, no, I never felt that way because the entertainment industry comes with so many fun things. You pretend to be somebody else when you're acting. You get to record songs and do shoot videos and just have fun and get paid.
Yeah.
You get to do what you love and express your passion and get paid.
Right.
No better job to have. With something that you can do.
That's right.
For it, your passion. So,
yeah, it's good if you can live it and love it at the same time.
Exactly.
Hey. Yeah. Now, I have to ask you about your time with Peaches and Herb. There are a lot of listeners probably haven't heard of Peaches and Herb, but you were major and you were part of that. So kind of talk to us a little bit how that happened, how that played out.
Okay, well, I performed at a talent show in Philadelphia many years ago, and I guess someone came there, and well, no, I performed there, and I won the semi-finals or the semi-finals or whatever. And then that went on to the final performance in Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And I won that as well. But before I headed up to Washington D.C. for that final performance, someone told me that Herb was looking for new Peaches.
Mm.
And they said that he may come out and check you out. And I didn't really think any more about it because, people always say, oh, we're coming out, I'm going to come out, and they don't, whatever. So I just said, okay, sure, that's great. I ended up winning, like I said, the competition. And after the performance, Herb walked up to me and he said, you are the new Peach. Welcome aboard.
Mm-hmm.
And that was from 1990 to 2002 that I worked with Herb.
Wow, 12 years. Wow,
yeah,
wow.
Exactly. And when I start thinking back, I'm like, wow, where did the time go? Because it didn't even feel like 12 years.
Yeah. So you guys did a lot of traveling, I expect.
Absolutely. We traveled to South Africa, Korea, a few times, performing for the military, the guys in the military. And that was a blast because they just wanted to hoot and holler and woo, 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 and scream and all that good stuff. That was so much fun. Jamaica, Mexico, and all across the U.S.
Okay.
And like different casinos and festivals and all kinds of performances.
Right. So how did that come to an end? I mean, what happened? You decided you didn't want to do it anymore, or Herb said, I'm tired?
No, Herb is still performing here and there, but of course now, no one's performing with the, current situation that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was I started to become a lot more busy with my. I was the band leader of Patrice and the show.
Okay.
Pretty much the same time that I was Peaches of Herb, even though it was under a different name at that time.
Right.
And so I was doing both. But the gigs at home started to pick up a lot. The wedding gigs and, all of the other gigs that I had to do with my band.
Right.
That I guess just after a while, I just decided to do that more because I was venturing into other things as well. Also, doing commercials and stuff like that. So, I just decided to, just try doing a whole lot of other things.
I hear that.
Yeah, so.
Now, because of your prowess on social media, you shared some things that I just have to ask you about. Now, I was like, okay, she put that out there, so I'm gonna ask her. So the Wonder Woman thing, how did that come about? Were you and the Wonder
Woman? Wonder Woman. What's his name? Anthony Reed. He's a really, really good film director. And I don't know how he saw what he saw, but he asked me to be Wonder Woman in his film that he was doing because it's all about Black or African American superheroes or whatever. And he asked me to be a part of it. And I was like, yes, acting. Woo-hoo, I want to do it. And that's how that came about. I bought the costume and he gave me my little acting role. And I ended up pulling someone named Brittany Blair because she dressed up as Supergirl. And he said, well, I'd like to have her in it as well. So the two of us just joined forces and, had some fun. That
was cute. And now talk to me about the dancing on air thing. I used to watch that, but I never connected the dots that you were in that show. So how did that work out?
Well,
matter of fact, you thought you were Michael Jackson. I just wanted to know.
Exactly. Now you can tell that's what I was listening to all the time.
That's right.
All the time. Yeah. Exactly. So, dancing on air. I was dancing. Well, we found out or heard about dancing on air coming to different spots, different locations in Philadelphia to choose some dancers to be on their show. So, David Douglas and I at the time, someone that I went to school with, he said, let's go. And I said, okay. So I think it was kind of like the Spectrum or something. It was so long ago, I don't remember. But I believe it was the Spectrum And we were just sitting there, and whatever was going on, I think it was like a concert or something like that. They said, okay, during the intermission, now we're going to have the people from Dancing on Air, like the producers or whatever, they're here, and they're going to select some of you guys to be on the show. And so David and I, we were ready. We jumped up, and they started playing the music. We were hands flying in the air, woo, did it, acting crazy. And they were like walking around. They were like, you, and they pointed at us, like, yes. We were color coordinated and had our choreographed steps together. So that was so much fun. You're bringing back memories now.
Now, I noticed that you always knew where the camera was.
Oh, absolutely. That's my job. Exactly. Like, oh, there it is. It's on. The red light is on, So, yes, of course. I had to know where the camera was. And sometimes we would actually get in. They didn't want us to do that. We would get in trouble for that. Just always looking for the camera to spot it, because you would always try to place yourself where you thought it was best. And that's what we did. We placed ourselves where we thought it was best, where they were going to shoot it, where we knew that they would shoot most of the time. And, sometimes they were like, you got to be fair to everybody else, move it around, don't call the best spots where they're going to shoot. So,
but
yeah.
It worked out for you, because it was like,
exactly.
It was like you were Jodie Whiteley on Soul Train. You were always there.
I have so many clips to go through. I have stacks of DVDs like this high. I mean, so many. Because I went over to Nice Productions in Camden, New Jersey one day, and it took me like forever. But I kept going back, and I taped as many shows that I thought I was on at the time, because I was on a lot. So I was almost like taping like every single show. And it took so long, because of course I couldn't speed it up. So I had to sit there for hours, hours and hours, and just make copies from these, whatever it was at the time it was using. I don't know if it was a VH1 tape or whatever it was. I just sat there, and I just had to just sit and let all these shows run. Okay. But I'm glad I got them. The only thing that's a technical issue. I just have to play them. When I play them on my laptop, I have to actually take my cell phone and record it, because I can't figure out how to save it and put it in the computer.
Okay, so somebody may be able to help you out with that.
Exactly. Yeah, because sometimes it says cannot read. It's not empty. It's plain.
Yeah,
but anyway,
yeah. So I know being sequestered and this whole COVID thing has got you crazy, because you like to go and you like to do and like to always be active. So what have you been doing since this stay-at-home thing? How do you keep it busy?
Interestingly enough, at first I was sitting around, really going cuckoo. But now I actually do some live streaming for seniors.
Okay.
I do that, and that's a lot of fun, and also I have been, writing more songs, more material. I actually just, I have a mixing session to do Sunday for my dance tune, We Got Love. I shot the video. I'm shooting the other part of the video next week. Saturday, I'm shooting a video for Darling Forever. So you'll be seeing that soon. And just reaching out to people, and a lot of Zoom interviews, and just making connections and all that kind of stuff. Just trying to stay busy. Yeah.
I think that's commendable for what you're doing with the seniors, because that's great. You kind of organize that and do something while they're in and can't come out. I thought that was awesome on your part.
Yes, and I even do a couple of performances outside of the facility, like in the courtyard or whatever, and they come out with a mask, or they keep a distance, or they're in the balconies while I'm performing and they're looking down at
Right.
And I have a couple more coming up next week, Wednesday and Thursday. So, yeah, I stay busy. I stay busy doing, plus I have a part-time job. So that keeps me busy. Yeah.
Right. So, Lady Ray J had, we were initially talking about the Unsigned Artist Show, and she had mentioned that, I don't know how you guys connected, but she was playing Darling Forever. And she said, oh, you need to get Patrice on the show and interview her. But somehow I fell in love with We Got Love. I'm like,
I know.
I'm okay with that.
And I'm like, just wait. You gotta hear this version. It's updated. It's like it's slamming, So you'll be getting it very soon.
But I can't back off now because it's so relevant.
I know. But it's all good. You'll just hear a new version of it.
I had to punch myself not to put it in the show this week.
Everybody, come on, sing it with me. Come on, everybody. No hands. I can't hear you. We got freedom.
What did you mean by throw your knees in the air?
Throw your knees. That's what I meant. Do these numbers. See my knees? Throw your knees in the air, just like that.
And you can do that while you're dancing?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you can throw your you can throw your knees in the air, okay?
I was just
so that you can throw everybody's part. That's right.
But it was great. I mean, and I can't back off of it now because it's so timely.
Oh.
And I hope in your revision of it that you don't lose that part of it.
No, I don't. I do all of that. I keep it all in there.
Okay.
All of it. Yes.
And I noticed that you're working on the video for that.
Say that again?
You're working on the video for We Got Love?
Yeah. When I was recording it a couple days ago, the videographer was there. So he actually taped, he made a video performance out of that while I was performing in the studio.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So and then we're doing part 2 of the video next week. Okay. So probably maybe the first week of July. I'm thinking that the video will be ready, but the song will actually be ready in about probably Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you gotta be in touch because we'll kick it out there. We'll definitely kick it out there. Now, this whole movement now, the social injustice thing, and everybody's making a statement. Are we going to hear a statement from Patrice Hawthorne? I mean, not so much maybe you coming out and making a verbal statement, but are you going to make a statement in music, or what are you going to do? Have you considered that?
Yeah, well, most of the statements, I guess, that I make is through information that I share with others. And I guess it's not necessarily, well, the new version, it kind of speaks of all the craziness that is going on in the world. It's like on the last verse. But I did change one of the verses because of what's going on.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I just, I think I do more of that off the scene or off the radar. You know, like on social media, I'm like sharing stuff and talking about stuff and how can we come together and change stuff. And, so I do a lot of that more so on social media within those groups that are talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you still have your band together?
Yes, I do. Patrice and the show.
And the show. Okay, you can give a shout out to your band members. Let them know that you're
band members. Hi, John Baker.
That's right.
And Chris Tuminia and Johnny Crew and John Daly and Devon Lassiter and who did I forget? Scott Gurney and anybody else that I forgot.
I was going to say you get ready to get in trouble because you don't remember everybody's name.
Craig, Cowbell, Craig, Raymond Russell, can't forget Craig. But I miss the guys, we had so much fun. And, a lot of my gigs, as others, have been pushed back to September, October. But, then they talk about there's a possible another shutdown that could happen at the end of the year. I don't know. I think there's a lot of information that is put out there that it's just a bunch of craziness because it's not necessarily accurate. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I think that we're always given accurate and correct information. Because people have their agendas. They have an agenda of what they're doing, and they're the ones that really know. Right. So and it doesn't always have to be a good agenda, because most of the time,
That's
I don't think it is. But.
Yeah. So as things open up, You guys don't have an active schedule, I guess, to perform and do that sort of thing. So, and I ask all artists, what advice would you give younger artists in trying to plan the trajectory of their career? Sometimes you can't plan it, but what advice would you give them based on your experiences on how to deal with what they may go through trying to be an independent artist?
Yeah, this business and life in general, can be very tough and very challenging. And I think that one of the main things that people need to do, not just entertainers, but you need to keep an open mind about a lot of stuff, and really broaden your horizons on a bunch of things as well. Don't lock yourself in a box, because you just don't know. You just don't know whatever it is that you put out there or whatever it is that you do, where it's going to lead you. And for example, like a person that might say, well, I'm a singer. I just want to sing and write songs. Okay, and that's great, but don't miss an opportunity where you could possibly reach out to a filmmaker, let's just say, and have one of your songs put in his film. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just think about all the different areas or avenues that you can go into and not just one. Just don't focus on just that. You might be a great songwriter or singer. Think about voiceovers. You might do a voiceover for somebody that opens up a door to you getting a song placed on a radio station in Germany or South Africa or Italy or whatever. You just never know. So just keep your options open. Keep your mind open.
Right.
Yeah, think outside the box. Because I do all the time. That's why I stay so good.
Oh, you stay outside the box. So you got new projects coming up. You're doing a remake of You Got Love. I think you're doing a video. You're doing a video of Darling Forever.
Yes, this Saturday in Baltimore. Well, Maryland. Yeah.
Okay. And you got anything else we need to know about?
No. There is a production of a play that there's a woman. Her name is Zenobia, and she does a lot of. She's a playwright, and she does a lot of stage plays in Maryland, and they've been, pretty successful. And she wanted to have me featured in one of her stage plays, and that was supposed to actually kind of be taking place very soon, but because of the situation that we're in, none of us really know when it is actually going to take place now. So, but that's still on the table to happen, and that would be something that's very different for me because I've never been featured in a stage play. And
okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, think outside the box, do different stuff, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm always reaching out. There was something else I can't even remember. I actually read for the role of president of a company, and that was going to be like an online production because we, of course, we can't do anything now. Well, things are kind of restricted. Right. But also, there was something else, and I won't speak on that now. I'll tell you about it later if it actually happens. But we're working on it, and it's a good thing. It's a great thing, and I look forward to it because it's also something else that I've never done.
Okay, so I just want to thank you for being part of the Unsigned Artist Show family. We are
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
and thank you so much for what you're doing for Unsigned Artists. It's really cool. It really
I enjoy it. It's a labor of love. And
and
Lady Ray J and I are working it out. So we're always going to try to plan some great things going forward. So we're trying to think outside the box also where we can take this. So stay tuned for some good things. The best thing is now we're like worldwide. I mean, it's awesome. It's really good. The show is really doing well. So we're a fan of yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And let us know what you're doing. And I really like, and I'm going to put this out there, but you and CC Dash and Mary Cross, special talents. I'd like to see y'all on the stage together at one point. I'm gonna work on that. You gotta
make you want to work on it virtually first, or you're just going to work on the performance?
I don't know. Maybe I'll let you do that. Maybe I'll let you figure out how to make it work. But I think that would be great. So Patrice Hawthorne, thank you for visiting us today, and we look forward to seeing great things from you in the future.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.